Okay, so you need to set your ID to yours, otherwise it'll treat it as a traded Pokemon. So mine is 55335. And then in order for you to get a shiny, you need to, if you want it shiny, you press shiny, generate shiny ID. It'll make sure that it'll be shiny, because to determine something shiny you need the ID, the secret ID over here, and the PID to match up. Otherwise you might not get a shiny. So just put your original trainer as whatever you named your character. I just left my name there. Then you can just put a couple markers on it if you want. I always put a star and a heart for things I make here. You can also put ribbons on it. Personally, I put the event ribbon on it just to show that I made it during this. And if everything matches up, then you press File, Save As, and then you name it. So I'm gonna put this as Stormy. I have a folder for this. And so far I haven't made any illegals, but this is just so. And also, well, I probably made an error there. So just right click this over here, and press set. It'll set the Pokemon that you just made right there. And then, just in case, I'll save it again. I'll save over it. Okay, and then you've made your Pokemon. You can close that down now, and you can also close this down. Now, here's the tricky part. So, in the programs, you will need, after you extract a couple files, you will open the folder that reads ir-gts-bw-v0.05. So open that folder. I separated it from my Python folder just so we can make it easier. So then you open the program ir-gts-bw, and it'll pull this little black box up. Now here's the tricky part. So it'll give you a DNS server, which you will need to enter in. So take that away. So here's my DS. Sorry for the unsteady hand. I have it offset. So you need to go to your system settings right here. Oops. Wow, I need to just use the. So then you go to internet settings right here. Then connection settings. You need to select the connection 1. Then you need to change a couple settings. So you need to scroll over to the side over here, and it'll say DNS, which is right here. Now it says auto obtain DNS. You can't have that if you want to connect to the program itself, which you saw earlier in the black box. So you press no, then you press detail setup. Then you set your primary DNS to whatever it gives you. So let's see here. So this one is 912.168.0. And then a few other numbers which I do not plan on showing you, just for safety. So after you put that in, you press OK. You save it. It's going to ask for a test. You can test it if you want, but only test it if your program's open, otherwise it's going to say it's not connecting. So I'm just going to go ahead and have a little test just to make sure it's working, and connection was successful. Okay, so now I go, so now what you do, so just go back to the home menu, assuming you're using something like a DS. I'm personally using the 3DS. Okay, so now what you do, well, you're going to want your Pokemon game in there, so I'm going to open up Pokemon Black, and while that's going on right here, I'll show you how to use this. Okay, so right here it has a few instructions. So you want to send a Pokemon to your game, so in this case you'll press S, you'll press enter. Okay, then you have to pull up your folder, whatever has Pokemon in it. So this is my folder. So then what you do, you take the one you want to drag, which in this case is Starmie for me. Then you move it and drag it right into the program. Then it'll have this little coding. Then all you do is press enter. Then it'll say something along this line: PC box Pokemon adding party data, done encoding, and it'll be ready to send to GTS. So now you're done with that, but you have to leave the program open, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so now you go down here into your game, which is up there. This wasn't planned. Okay, so now you have to head to the Pokemon Center, which is down here. This is embarrassing. Wow, okay. I probably should have planned this out a little bit better, but whatever. So you go to the Pokemon Center, and make sure the program's open. So you go all the way to the top floor up here, on the far right, and you talk to this lady right here. She'll say a few things. So you want to go down to Global Trade, GTS, and then Trade. It's going to ask if you want to save your game. Then once you get in, it's going to say checking GTS information or something along those lines. But first you got to connect to a Wi-Fi connection, which is actually connecting directly to the program itself.